Earlier this month, I visited the Wisconsin Dells for my first time to experience some of the area's craziest roller coasters and water slides. I'm sure many of you already know this, but on my other channel, Coaster Dash, I traveled the world in search of the most thrilling theme parks out there. Aside from its amusements, I knew basically nothing about the Wisconsin Dells and certainly not where it gets its name from. When I had arrived the evening of Wednesday, June 7th, I noticed a river walk along the Wisconsin River that I briefly explored before the sunset. Going in, I didn't even know there was some giant river in this town, and I definitely didn't know of its super cool rock formations on either side. The Dells of the Wisconsin River are these glacier-carved sandstone formations, and you can find these in the Dells of the Wisconsin River State Natural Area. Think a state park, but with much stricter rules and regulations. After discovering these things, I did some research on how to best experience the park, and what I found was that it's best to be on the water instead of the land. So I booked a 2.5-hour tour with the Dells Boat Company, and let me just say, it was a super cool discovery. One of my favorite things about traveling is learning all sorts about the landscapes in a state. I knew northern Wisconsin was filled with stunning natural beauty, but I didn't think south central Wisconsin had anything of real significance. Now, the formations are divided into the upper Dells and lower Dells, and the tour company goes to both. But I was told to do the upper tour if I could only choose one, because you'll be dropped off on 2 separate occasions, and one of those is a super cool slot canyon made above the Dells. You'll pick up your tickets right by the Riverwalk sign, and we'll head down to the boat docks 10 minutes before the tour time. Then, right when the clock strikes the time of your tour, you'll be off on the Wisconsin River. It didn't take long until we saw our first substantial rock formations. Some of these reach an impressive 100 feet high, and it's super cool to see trees growing out of or on top of these too. The Dells of the Wisconsin River State Natural Area has a lot of side canyons closed to the public to protect sensitive ecological features, but some tour companies like this one have access and are able to show you some scarcely visited areas. One of those is the aforementioned slot canyon called Witch's Gulch. Witch's Gulch was by far my favorite part of the tour and a piece of beauty I would have never expected to see this trip to Wisconsin. Not only do you have towering rock walls on either side of you, but there's actually a creek that flows beneath the boardwalk trail, which I did not know was going to be there. This, combined with the lush ferns and towering trees up above, made this an absolute surprise for me. After Witch's Gulch, you'll get to a section of the Wisconsin River that really widens out, and it's on the other end of it when you'll have your second of 2 stops. This one was a bit weird to me because it has less to do with the Dells themselves. Atop a rock called Stand Rock, they have a dog trained to jump 5.5 feet from one dell to another. This act was made famous by Ashley Bennett and her father Henry Hamilton Bennett in their 1886 photograph called Leaping the Chasm at Stand Rock. You do have a net to catch the dog if something were to go wrong, but I don't think that's ever happened. For me, this wasn't at all the main event like it may be for some. I didn't come on this tour to see something like this, so I walked walked away thinking it was pretty forgettable. If anything, it was just a bonus to the rest of the tour, which I really enjoyed. So if you ever find yourself in the Wisconsin Dells, this is something you have to check out. While the town is the center of tourism in the summer, much of it is in the form of theme parks and water parks and not the river features. It was a joy to see something I didn't previously know existed, which is very rare for me these days. I don't just consider myself a national park enthusiast because I'm also very familiar with state parks, national monuments, and more located across the country. But this I had never heard of, and it was a great experience for me. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to give this video a like and subscribe to Travel Dash for more content like this in the future. Until next time, I'll see you all very soon. Bye guys.